Today I'm at Bitcoin Atlantis and I'm going to ask what people's orange pill moment was. And what was your orange pill moment?
When I could buy cocaine on the internet with Bitcoin. Someone was like, here's a website called the Silk Road, you buy cocaine with it. I was like, I mean, I don't take drugs now. But then I was like, fucking great. So I was buying Bitcoin and buying cocaine.
For me, it was actually multiple. It's multiple touches. There was no one thing. It was basically seeing Bitcoin not die through multiple cycles. So I often point out that, many people listening to this, for example, might have seen the Bitcoin price log chart, right? You all kind of seen what that looks like, whereas most people in the world have not seen that chart. They only see the cycles that they've seen personally. So maybe they saw, for example, the 2017 bull run, then the crash. And when you look at it in a linear price chart, it either always looks like it's in a bubble or it looks like a dead bubble. But once they see that multiple times, and it comes back multiple times, they get interested. So if I had to give it one thing, I would say the first time I saw the logarithmic Bitcoin price chart, it kind of clicked for me, but it's because I was set up from having looked at it multiple times before.
Stupid friend of mine bragging about how much money his friend made, and then I guess that's not an orange pill moment. I didn't have a moment actually, no. That was my reintroduction to Bitcoin, and then sort of evolved.
I encountered Bitcoin a handful of times, as a lot of people do, as number was going up. Each time thinking I missed the boat. But I think I watched it go from double-digit to quadruple-digit prices in a year. And I was like, this is either a Ponzi scheme or there's something here. I ended up spending 2 or 3 months just kind of reading everything that I could and finding as much information as possible before ever getting any Bitcoin. And even I had no disposable income at the time, but I would kind of dabble and get a little bit here and there, and just it was a very gradual orange pilling, but it was more cemented over time, and kind of in and around the 2017, 2018 time, as why Bitcoin is different from everything else came about. People like Francis Pouliot, another content creator named Vortex, in and around that time, who is now kind of making a resurgence. A lot of those people really helped me understand why Bitcoin was so important, and how much deeper of an effect it has on society than just number go up.
It depends on if you relate the orange pill moment directly to Bitcoin, or if the orange pill moment is something that made you realize that there's a problem in the monetary system, and then that's basically the way to Bitcoin, right? I was shown Bitcoin by many people and didn't take it seriously. I did buy some in 2013, sold it again. I know it was early. But I actually, honestly, the moment that I realized that Bitcoin is here to stay and Bitcoin is real was in 2020, after the huge crash and the comeback when the money printing started. That was the moment. Before I knew everything, but I was wrong with the fiat system, but I thought gold is the solution and not Bitcoin. I did dabble in Bitcoin. I did buy and sell and also shitcoins, right? But I didn't give it enough of my time and energy to really realize that it's real. And in 2020 I realized it is real, and then I acted accordingly.
Yeah, I can vividly remember that. It was back in 2015 when a good friend of mine that I knew from a very early childhood, that was studying tech and I was studying business, introduced me to Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. And he basically said, look, this is money and value that can be held and traded 24/7 on the internet without any bank or third party or government needed for it. So I thought, this is freedom, and this is like a global, neutral, censorship-resistant way of holding and transacting value. So I was super interested from the beginning, and couldn't basically think of anything else anymore from that time.
I was orange pilled by my dad, actually, and as a family. And it was like, I trust you, I'll buy this stuff, I'll start saving in Bitcoins, I don't care. And the moment it clicked in my head, once I was ready with my studies, I was studying art. It just clicked, and I started doing Bitcoin art, and I guess that was like more deep into it. Yeah.
So that was in 2017. I was in a property that I had just purchased in Southern California or Northern California, and I'd received a license from the state of California to cultivate cannabis. And so I had a huge economic incentive at that time to understand the boom-bust cycles, which led me down the rabbit hole and led me to Bitcoin. And it immediately clicked and made sense for me that we essentially have a money that as the demand increases for this money and the supply doesn't change, that's then becomes the apex money for the human race. It was a big deal. And it actually became a big moment for me. It was very inspirational. It kind of changed my perspective on what's happening in the world, and you know, we're moving into a new world, and there is abundance, and we can trade fairly now. And so it made me extremely optimistic. Yeah.
I can relate to that, absolutely.